everyone, I'm going to be showing you how to make the Greek salad with the red wine vinaigrette. This is actually going to be the side dish tonight to my salmon stuffed with shrimp and crab tartare with a lemon curd glaze. This is actually fairly simple. It's really good. It's really good served at room temperature, or you can serve it chilled. Makes it great for like if you're going to go to a party and take something, or just to have. It's really good. So I'm going to go over the ingredients with you. Have a cucumber, Greek seasoning, dried oregano. You're going to need a small onion, green bell pepper, a red bell pepper. We have our little bit of pineapple. We have fresh mozzarella pearls, feta cheese. We also have 1 clove of garlic and some pitted olives. You can use green olives or black olives as long as they're pitted. And then we have EVOO and some red wine for a vinaigrette and a little bit of salt. And so what I'm going to do is, first up, you also are going to need a large bowl to mix it all in. So first what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop the ends off of my cucumber. Take it and you're just going to score the sides. Just remove the skin down the sides on 4 sides. And then we're just going to cut it like that. And cut the cucumber in 4s, and then you're just going to give them a little dice. You don't want them too small, you don't want them too big. And then if you like, you can also use the larger cucumbers. I prefer the regular cucumbers. And I know also you can also use the pickling cukes, which are like the small cucumbers that they use for pickles. And what you do is you're just going to put them in here in the bowl. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add the Greek seasoning, about a tablespoon, and about a tablespoon, about a tablespoon of the oregano. Just put it in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and add just a little bit of salt. I like to go ahead and season my cucumbers first because they soak up the seasoning to me. And what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and do our little onion. And this you're just going to, because you kind of want to leave them like a half circle. You don't want to dice them. I mean, you can dice them if you want, depending on how you like your onions. And just take them apart, put them in there, like so. This is actually a really easy dish to make, and it's really yummy. Now, if you don't like raw onions, you can always just like lightly saute them to kind of, that way they still kind of have like a somewhat of a crunch, but they're not completely raw. Either way, it's fine with me. It just depends on just your preference. But if you are going to saute them, it's best to let them be cold when you put them in the salad, because you don't want them to melt your cheese. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut up the peppers. You can also use, like, if you want a rainbow of peppers, you can always use, like, yellow, orange, you know, if you want to make it more colorful. I like red and green. But it's always up to you. Because they're going to taste the same. Oh, look, my cucumber, my pepper was making a baby pepper. Alright, so we're just going to give these a thin slice. And again, if you don't like the raw peppers, you can always, I'm just going to go right in the middle. You can always saute them just a little bit. But you want them to still kind of have a little crunch. And this is also actually a really good summer salad. Like if you're barbecuing, this actually goes really good also with that. And again, with the onions, the same thing. With the onions, you can use, you want to use a little sweet onion, red onion, you know, white onion. You can always just, you know, use different onions. And again, we'll do the same thing to the green pepper. Get rid of the ribbons and the seeds. You don't want those in there. My lemon curd is actually looking pretty good right now. Probably just a few more minutes and it'll probably be done, and then I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. Sorry about that. And then once it gets done, we'll actually pull the salmon out of the oven and glaze it, and then toss it back in the oven for a few minutes to let it kind of get a little sticky, if you want, per se. Alright, so then what we're going to do is just give these a chop down the center. And we're going to take our pineapple. And just pour the juice in there. These, you just kind of, you know, you kind of want them, you don't want them big chunks, kind of small, so just kind of dice them a little. And what the pineapple is going to do, pineapple is going to give it like the little sweet, kind of like a little sweet flavor to it. And then also, like, if y'all subscribe to my channel and y'all have any questions about kitchen stuff or any recipes or anything that you would like me to do, just always just leave a comment, you know, and I will read them. And I answer some questions. I also answer questions on Facebook and stuff. It's like I actually have one person who's actually asked me to make shrimp and grits, which, for those of y'all who don't know, is a really good, it's a really big southern dish, which is where I'm from, and stuff. So, and then as you can see, we already have our cucumbers, onions, bell peppers, and the pineapple in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take about a handful of green olives, Make sure you get the juice off of them. You can leave these whole if you like. I don't like to leave mine whole. I kind of like to dice them. Move that out of the way. I kind of like just to like cut them in slices. You can also use like stuffed olives for this. Like the blue cheese stuffed olives. Those are really good. Those also you can slice and still have like the cheese in the middle. nice little cut. Alrighty. And right in there they go. Alright, we're gonna move this out of the way. Or actually what we'll do is I'll go ahead and just get the garlic going. The garlic is actually gonna be in the vinaigrette. Let's give it a smash, rough chop. If you have a garlic press, you can use a garlic press also. I like doing mine the hard way. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and put this directly straight into the measuring cup. And we can get rid of this. Put these out of the way. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our cheese in there. This is mozzarella. I like to use the pearls. It's about, how much? No, about 4 ounces. Just put them in there. And then the feta. It's the whole 4 ounces. Just dump it in there. Don't be intimidated by it. It's really good. Alright, what I'm going to do is just kind of break up the mozzarella pearls. Kind of just go ahead and give this kind of like a stir or a mix per se, whichever you would like to, whichever kind of lingo you like to use. And then this is what it looks like so far. And then now what we're going to do is we're just going to scoot that out of the way for a second. We're going to go ahead and make the vinaigrette. Alright, so you get a measuring cup, and as you can see, I went ahead and minced my garlic, and I got 1 clove of garlic in there. So then what you're going to do is you're going to add about a fourth of a cup, about 1 ounce, 20 cc's of olive oil. And then I'm going to add a little bit of red wine. I'm using the Yellowtail Marlowe. You don't have to use any particular kind, any kind you have on hand. And then again, we're going to add about half ounce. Ooh. And then just give it a little bit of salt. And just mix it. And what we're going to do is just pour it over. Pretty simple. And then give it a good little mix. And then there is your Greek salad. So we're going to set that aside. And then when we come back, I will show y'all, we will be glazing the salmon and getting that going and showing y'all the finished product.